It's that time again. The annual conference of the American Society of Ag Consultants, otherwise known as ASAC, is going to be held in Fort Myers, Florida, this November 4th and 5th. Kurt Covington is one of 9 professionals who will address the conference. The other speakers who will cover a wide range of topics represent Florida Farm Bureau, Florida Citrus Commission, University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture, National Ag Law Center, Risk Mitigators and Advisors, Tyler Associates, as well as the lead economist for dairy at CoBank, and myself, Chrissy Wozniak from North American Ag. The day and a half of presentations will be followed by ag tours on Tuesday afternoon at Echo Farms, one of my favorite places here in Fort Myers. Attendees will experience farming at its most creative, with unique demonstrations, plants, and techniques being used to help farmers and urban gardeners in developing countries. A second tour at Echo will showcase simple technologies that can improve food, water, and shelter for millions of people. A third tour of a hydroponic grower is also being planned. For more information and to register, visit www.agconsultants.org. That's www.agconsultants.org. See you there. Welcome to North American Ag Spotlight. I'm Chrissy Wozniak. My guest today is an expert in the farm equipment world. As president of Fastline Marketing Group, he has deep insight into the trends of new and used agriculture equipment. So we're going to discuss market trends and check on how Fastline's new online auction platform is going. From Louisville, Kentucky, I would like to welcome back to the show, Dean Barke. Welcome, Dean, and thank you so much for coming today.
Hey, thank you, Chrissy. Really enjoyed the opportunity to come on the show. Look forward to it here.
Yeah. And so you had some big developments over the last 12 months. So tell me how 2023 went for Fastline.
Yeah, it was definitely a year, I would say, from an investment standpoint, really kind of repurpose our business for the future. And it's turned out fantastic. It was a really good year. What we've seen towards the end of 23 is very exciting as we kind of move into 24, really seeing some growth on all different facets of Fastline's business. So we've seen growth in our print catalogs over the last 3 or 4 editions. We've also seen growth exponentially, really, on the digital side of our marketing efforts. And then, the new venture in 23, as you mentioned, was just the auction side of things. And, anytime you start something new, you don't really know what to expect, and it can be a little bit of bumpy. But we had our first auction back in August. And then what we did, after kind of going through it and evaluating for the first month or two, really decided that we really needed to partner with someone that has even a bigger and broader audience within that space. And we did with DPA Auctions. And, we started that partnership at the end of October, and it really started to pay dividends immediately for us. So we have 2 auctions a month on DPA's auction platform. And our last auction, November 30th, was the best to date. I think we've sold nearly about $1.5 million, and we're looking for even bigger and better things to come here with both of our auctions in December. So super excited about what that brings as we head into 24. We also, not only do we have to really build out the audience and build out the platform, which we've been successful at, we also had to build out a sales team that could go out and really kind of go out and list and find good quality equipment that farmers and dealers would be worthy of wanting to purchase. And we've been able to do that as well. So we've got about 30 to 35 strong out in the field right now that are trained up, that are really going out listing, and they're working really hard for us. And I can't thank all of them enough for just all of the hard work and efforts that have been put into this thing. It's really exciting. And 4 months in, I'm really starting to see the future is going to be really bright on the auction side of things, which is exactly what we were hoping for, and super excited about it.
That is awesome. And I know since you stepped in as president, you've really set out to evolve the organization in new technology, new ideas, modernizing everything. Like, it was a lot to bite off, right? So how has your customer base really responded to the changes?
Really well. I was actually out in Iowa last week, just traveling with one of our reps, and I try to get out there as much as I can. And just what we were doing is we were really prospecting. These were all customers that don't do business currently with Fastline, and we were really just trying to go out them and just try to educate them, and just for people to see Fastline a little bit differently. I mean, we're certainly proud of our 45-year history, where we've had the majority of that time with print catalogs and print advertising, and we've been tremendously successful at that. And we still, are sending out almost 4 million catalogs a year. So that's still a big piece of our business. But we want to educate people that, we do a whole lot more than just the print side of things. And that's where, all of our digital capabilities and our digital tactics come to the forefront, and then now the auction side of things. So really good conversations out there in Iowa. Everybody very receptive to what Fastline had to offer, and really just impressed with where we're going as a company. So we just need to continue to find, like we were talking about before, just need to find more time to get out there and do that. Just never enough time in the day, but it always energizes me when I'm out in front of our customers and our prospective clients, because that's really where it's fun to tell Fastline's story and of how we've been able to evolve as a company.
Nice. And with the addition of the auction platform, I know you were, last time we talked, you were starting to build that team, a person in each state or a couple of people in each state. How is that going? And are you still looking, and where are you looking?
Yeah, good question. So we're always looking. I mean, we're always going to be looking to build out our auction side of the business. So currently what we have right now is we've got a core group of about 4 like auction representatives that are kind of managing the entire process. And what we're looking for right now is about 5 or 6 regional sales managers all across the entire country that we can bring on full time. And then those individuals would kind of help manage a team of independent contractors that, probably would be another 50 or 60 strong, that really kind of can give us a kind of a stranglehold across the entire United States to really go out and list equipment. I'd say, probably to answer your question, where we're looking for probably the most right now would be continue to be in the Midwest, like in the Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas area, still looking for good quality reps, whether you want to come in as a full-time employee or just as somebody that's a contractor, on kind of a side job to kind of go out and list equipment, looking for folks in that area. And then also down in the Delta states, I would say Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, even in that particular region. And then we really want to expand out into the Northeast. So,
Right.
but it's starting to all come together here. And it's hard to believe it's only been 4 months since we've really gone live with this thing, and it feels like we've been in this for like 2 years. But it's a good feeling, because it's like it's all kind of coming together, and things are definitely slowing down for us, and starting to be able to put some strategy behind it, and really start to make it evolve for 24, to make sure it's a good experience out there for again the farmers, and for any dealers that are looking to go out and find some equipment to purchase as well. That's the end goal. If we're satisfying those individuals, then we'll always be successful as a company.
Right. Yeah. And that sounds like a good place to be in. The tidal wave is over, and now you're just
Yes.
working on strategy and managing. And yeah, that sounds good, because I know all the way through launching it, that was huge, right? It was huge, and you weren't sure how it was going to go, and so much hope and faith. And then it turned out amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing too, I mean, that people probably don't realize is we pivoted midway through. So the whole goal was to kind of do this internally, and then we had the opportunity to partner with DPA Auctions. And again, I can't say enough good things about DPA. They're a leader in the industry. Their team is extremely knowledgeable, and they've just been a fantastic partner for Fastline. And when we had the opportunity to partner, it was like, okay, well, we had to pivot. We had to kind of shift gears, and it was an opportunity that was too good to pass up. So I think when we're able to combine efforts, with their experience and their audience that they bring to the table within that auction space, and then our capabilities of marketing and really going out and reaching both the farmers and then also the equipment dealers out there, it's a partnership that is going to be really, really strong and successful as we kind of move into 2024. So again, sky's the limit for Fastline, and it's exciting to say, we're growing revenue, and we're growing it in all different facets of our business. It feels like, we're on the right track, continuing to satisfy the farmers and our customers.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Great to hear. And then switching gears a little bit, as we enter 2024, Can you give us a picture of where we're at in the equipment market, kind of what's happened through 2023, and what's your prediction for 2024?
Yeah, definitely. As we've kind of gone through 23, I mean, we started the year with some supply chain challenges still, believe it or not, through the whole COVID crisis. And then that kind of stabilized middle of 23. Start towards the end here, we've seen some excess in certain pieces of equipment, combines most particularly. There was definitely an excess out there in the industry. We've seen that kind of hopefully start to stabilize a little bit and right itself. But I think overall, as we move into 24, we're in pretty good shape from an equipment standpoint. I mean, what we see on our business is just enough. We definitely want, a decent amount of inventory out there, candidly, because that's where we're going to be able to get a lot of marketing efforts and a lot of advertising, where we can help folks. But I don't see anything that's too out of whack at the moment. Like I said, combines was a couple of months ago, but we've started to kind of get that righted a little bit. And then I'd say the other thing, and I was mentioning this. Was just I saw something from the University of Purdue, just their economic studies. It really looks, a couple months ago, things were a little bit bleak. Could we potentially be going into a recession? What was the economic outlook? And, what I've seen over the last couple of weeks, actually, it looks like things are improving a little bit. There's still a little bit some headwinds as we move into 24, but it looks like things are starting to move in the right direction, which is very encouraging from the farmers' sentiment. So to hear that directly from those individuals. So
yeah, definitely. And I've heard predictions of interest rates rising much higher, and I've even heard possibly doubling what they are now, which would be crazy. But are interest rates going to have a significant impact this year on the buyer? What are you hearing? What are you feeling?
I don't think it's going to make too much of a change into 24, only because it's an election year. And anytime you get into that, and not to talk politics or anything like that, but whatever side that you're on, I mean, I think usually in those election years, they try to hold things close to the vest, either the returning incumbent party or the party that's trying to get into the White House. I think it's a situation where they don't really make a whole lot of shifts on the interest rate. So that should hopefully be good. I know that even with them holding or maybe a slight uptick, I know that still puts a lot of pressure on folks from a financing standpoint. Just seeing some of the increases over the last 3 to 6 months has just been incredible. So I mean, I do think that it'll start to stabilize a little bit. Now, all bets could be off once we get through the election, depending upon how the economy is going. But that's kind of what I see here. I think as we move into 24, it's going to be an interesting year for sure. Anytime we have an election, it is. So.
Yeah, that's a great point about the election for sure. That's going to, I think we'll all sit down and with some popcorn and watch the year play out. Right?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. I'm watching some of the debates right now. It's they're very interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then what about supply chain disruptions? This was a big issue over the last few years. What are you seeing now? Do you think we've recovered and we've stabilized now?
I think we have 100% stabilized.
Awesome.
Yes, I do. So again, probably the one thing that can throw a wrinkle in there is just interest rates that you talked about. But I think overall, from a manufacturing and from a production standpoint, we've started to stabilize. So I mean, I think it's almost been hard to believe, almost 4 years from the time COVID hit. I mean, unbelievable that it's been that long, but it does feel like things are starting to fully stabilize throughout the equipment supply chain.
Yeah. All right. That's really good to hear. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I've really heard a lot of over the last couple of years is a lot of manufacturing sourcing locally too, rather than always getting all of their parts from overseas. And I think that probably is bolstering and strengthening the supply chain here in the US too.
100% agree with you. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have been more willing to switch colors too,
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
well, depending upon, what's available and all those type of things as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. And considering the advancements that we've been seeing in ag tech, in autonomous farming technology, do you anticipate a surge in demand for these new autonomous technologies?
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing this equipment at all yet in the used market? Where are we at?
Good question. I think it's probably a couple years off on, fully on the used market, but no, I do see a huge demand in that. I think where I met you last year, at the Commodity Classics down in Orlando, really had a lot of showcases there at that show with the autonomous tractors, autonomous equipment, and I see a huge demand for that. I think that that's definitely be something that's going to be, more on the forefront here over the next probably 5 years or so, 3 to 5 years, if not sooner.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with you. And what do you see through 2023 that producers should learn from or leverage going into 2024? Opportunities, challenges, how can they get ahead? What kind of insight can you give them?
Yeah, good question. A really good question. Just on, are you talking more from the crop standpoint?
Yeah, kind of either. What are you hearing? What's coming up?
Yeah, I don't really hear too much on that side of things from a production
Yeah,
standpoint. From the
right.
farm side.
So what's next for Fastline? Is it really, getting that strategy down, or is there anything exciting up ahead for you guys?
Yes, always something exciting for Fastline. I think really where
Yeah.
we're going to shift into 24 is just, again, like I said, just probably being a little bit more strategic on the auction side of things as we continue to grow. And then I think probably really evaluating our digital marketing capabilities. I mean, that's the one thing. We have a full suite of digital capabilities that, a lot of people don't fully realize and fully
Yeah.
understand. So we've got to do a better job of telling that story and marketing it, and then always continuing to find additional products. One thing that we've rolled out, which has become very popular, is just the ability to help customers and equipment dealers with videos, right? So company videos or culture videos, those type of things. We have the team now that can actually shoot those videos.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then actually kind of roll those out and really kind of put them out there on your social media channels. So if you ever look at Fastline, you'll probably see some drip campaigns of a couple of snippets that we've done on some company videos where it's like about a 30-minute video, but you can kind of knock it down into like 2 or 3 minute segments. So that's probably the biggest benefit for companies that do that, is you can get enough content that'll probably last you 3 to 6 months, but you can just kind of roll it out in small snippets, and that's kind of what we're doing. But being able to offer that capability to the dealers as well, because a lot of people are still a little bit challenged. It doesn't make sense to have like a full-time videographer on your staff and all those things. So being able to offer that is something that we've just rolled out over the last couple of months. So just continuing to try to stay cutting edge on the digital side of things. Data always is another area that we have to focus in on as we get into 24, and then also continuing to really bolster up and improve our audience, with our print catalogs, not forgetting about that. I mean, we've got, like I said, the 4 million copies that we send out on an annual basis, and just making sure that, we're providing good results for our dealers. We're looking, anybody that advertises with us, we really want to help those individuals own their local market, if that makes any sense. So what we're going to pretty much provide those dealers is we're going to help you by sending out catalog copies to everybody on our list within like a 30-mile radius of your dealership location, to help you own your local market. Should help you with parts and services and any type of promotional campaigns that equipment dealers are looking to do. So those are kind of new things that we're rolling out here towards the end of 23 and 24. So just trying to continue to stay ahead of the curve and continue to support those farmers and those equipment dealers and be their one-stop shop for them.
Amazing. And I like how you said about the video content for companies. They really need to embrace this. We did a couple polls over the last few years, just asking, as a media company, we want to know how producers want to shop, right? Nobody wants to be sold to, but how do you want to learn about new products? And hands down, it's video. They want to scroll, see a video if they're interested, or they want to easily be able to find the website. So if companies just, make sure your content's out there, you got to keep dripping it out so that producers can see it. And hopefully the days aren't gone where, the salesperson can still drive up the driveway, but those,
Yes.
it's not the same world as it was even 5 years ago, right?
100%. Yes, 100%. I agree with you. Yeah. And so, just that's just another offering that Fastline is offering out in the marketplace now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So where can people find you?
Yeah, so definitely all over social media. We have over about 450,000 followers. So definitely on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, whatever Twitter you want to call it. So definitely all out there. Our marketplace, which we have about 150,000 pieces of equipment, is www.fastline.com. If you want to know more about our organization and some of the different offerings we have, it's fastlinemarketinggroup.com. So yeah, please come check us out. I think you'll be really pleased and surprised by some of the changes that Fastline has made. So we still have 45 years of amazing history with us as well.
Yeah, that's so cool. And an exciting announcement as well, National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
Fastline has invited me to be in the booth, and we're going to be doing What Color Is Your Tractor interviews. So
Love
this
it.
is the very first plug for it, and I'm really looking forward to it. I love that farm show, and I am so happy to partner with you guys for the show.
Yep, there's nobody better to have in the booth, so really looking forward to that, Chrissy. I think you'll be able to provide a lot. A lot of folks